Before I go more deeper into the French study, I think you have to understand the background of the project. So basically, ICAM is an engineering college in France, which is very well known because it is very much close to the industry. So the way we offer training to our students is very much based on experiences that they will do in the industrial world. And so therefore, we have developed 6 campuses in France. But in 2006, we started to reflect on what are the challenges that are coming for this 21st century. And we thought that it was essential for us to continue to develop ourselves at an international level. Because we wanted to develop international leaders who are not only technically competent, but who can be emotionally intelligent and also capable of working at a multicultural level. And because of this kind of Jesuit pedagogy that we have, we don't think that you can learn this by studying books. So the entire idea of our program is how do we design an institution which will become fully multicultural. Therefore, we have to settle in other countries and we have to develop some teachers' teams which will be fully multicultural. So basically ourselves, we come from a very French background. So how can we do that? I think it will take something like 20 years for us to achieve our vision. But the strategy is to collaborate with Jesuit institutions in the world, because ICAM is a Jesuit institution. So we have a very good network. But believe it or not, those Jesuit institutions, they do not work together. So it's very difficult for them to collaborate. And also, if you look at the companies we are working with, they have a lot of problems also to work together, internationally, okay? So it's a kind of experience for us and as an institution to establish this kind of network of engineering colleges. So we now have 2 campuses in Africa, West Africa. We have this campus in Chennai. We have some project in Brazil. And you can see that we focus mainly on emerging countries, because this is where the big challenges are located today, okay? So the program that we have in Chennai, I'll give you some background so you can understand how we do that. So we partner with Loyola College, which is the same kind of college as Saint Xavier, but in Chennai. And we decided to start a new engineering college. So basically the students, they will graduate, get a Bachelor of Engineering in their different departments. But at the same time, we have a team of 5 French teachers, engineers, who are working with the teachers in the college so that we can elaborate together a unique pedagogy. So we as teachers, we are facing every day with the problem of speaking French or speaking English, translating documents that we have in French, making it available to the teachers who are working with us in the college. So we are not only dealing with the linguistic issues, we are also dealing with the cultural issues as teachers. But most importantly, we are also dealing with a methodology issue, because we don't work the same. And our students, when we will train them to make them ready to work in a multicultural environment, they will face exactly the same issues. And we think it is very important for us that we understand and experience this problem as teachers, okay? So, the students, they join Loyola College. In the second year, they are going to welcome some French students from our college in France who will come to spend 1 semester. They will stay in the Indian family. So, and then every Friday, the French students, they go to NGOs. So they have the opportunity to experience something which is very, very special for them. And they are something like 19 years old, I can tell you this is a very challenging experience. So this program, we use it not only for the Indian students, it is also a program for the French students who come here. Of course, at this time, we can start to push our students to learn French. Because for us, it's no way that they go to France and study in English. As a teacher, as a French teacher, how can you share efficiently the methodology, the spirit of the French culture if you speak in English? Okay, this is a very challenging objective, but we want them to speak French. Okay? But as you can understand, they will experience French with their French students, their French classmates, because they come to Chennai. Okay, so they will go to Alliance Française to learn French, but they will have to use the French language in their families, and we push them to go together to cinema or to visit the city or to go to Mamalapuram in the beach, all together. So, they use French also in their day-to-day life as Indian. And then in the third year, fourth year, we have some special program to accompany them so that they can go for internship, go into some French companies which are working in India. At the end of the fourth year, sorry, I missed one step, so there is also a summer program in the second year, so the students, they go to France, they have the opportunity to discover what we do in France. So slowly, we will introduce them to what is the ICAM way of teaching, ICAM way of interacting in the campus, ICAM way of liaising with students. So you can see that it is not only French, it is how you learn about the culture. Okay? And then in the fourth year, they will graduate and they will go to ICAM and they will finish their degree in ICAM in France. And last year we graduated the first batch, so it's a very new experience. We are still in a learning mode. Out of the 7 students, already 3 will come back to India, which is for me very important. Because there are many opportunities in India, the market is not so open sometimes in France, and we need leaders in this country. And you will ask me, how will they use their French language? In fact, they already start to think of some collaboration between France and India. But more than this, I would say, what they have learned with the French language is to open their mind to something different. It's a media to discover a new way of thinking. It's a new way of working also, and they have to learn methodologies. So typically when they go for internship in France, it is very important for us to mentor them. The pedagogy that we have is you do something, but you have to self-reflect on what you have done, and you have to learn from your experience. So it is very important that in every step of your training, you have someone to accompany you, to help you to understand what you have learned, and to give you motivation to learn further. Okay? So French is one component of our training, which helps the students to open to something intercultural, multicultural. Okay? So the study in French, to make it simple, we go to Alliance Française. This is one component, but they go also for some training in France with some teachers where they will learn some specialized vocabulary, mainly related to technical things. And also they will learn French in the company. So they have to put this into practice. So this is what is mostly important. That's the only way you can develop a kind of wisdom about mastering the language. It's only by going for experience. And to just a first conclusion on our experience, for me what is very important is how we can partner with many different people. the first partnership is with the families, because they will host students either in France or in India. The second dimension is the partnership that we have with Alliance Française, or with many teachers that we are related to in France. And the last one is with companies. And I think what is very important in our today's world is that as an education institution, we are capable of establishing this network and make our students ready to use that network for their own personal development. Thank you.